episode of a Blissfully Balanced Life podcast. Today, this episode is sponsored by Art House Hotel, New York City, which boasts 291 guest rooms, 3 on-site restaurants, and nightly live entertainment in Manhattan's Upper West Side. Book your next stay at www.arthousehotelnyc.com or call in for group rates and events. So today I am extremely excited because we have a very special guest. Her name is Janel, and I'm just going to have her introduce herself to you.
Yes, hello, how is everyone? My name is Janel. I am an international real estate agent, and my company is Destination Own.
Amazing. How did you end up getting into real estate?
I've always had a love for real estate. My mother was an agent when I was about, I'll just say 10. I could be making that age up. But I used to help her with her open houses. Like on Sundays, I would pop popcorn for her and put it in a bowl and turn on all the lights. And then I would sit there as the people come through.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it just stayed with me.
Did you get to see a whole lot of really fun houses?
I mean, she didn't do it that long.
Okay.
But I think I kind of extended it by making her take me to other open houses all throughout my childhood. So that was like our thing.
Awesome.
Right.
So what is exactly that you're doing with your business now? Are you also doing open houses?
Yes. Okay, so what I do, I work in Philadelphia, well, in Pennsylvania, the entire state of Pennsylvania, and I also work internationally. My focus is really on my international business, and what I do is I act as a buyer's agent for people who want to purchase anywhere in the world. So I'll go with them, or I'll send them and have them connect with my people that are on the ground, and we just make it happen.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
So what countries are you in?
Actually, I can go anywhere.
Amazing.
I can go anywhere, but I have been to Ghana. I've been to the Philippines, a couple places in the Philippines. I've been to Kenya and Panama. Oh, and also Costa Rica.
I love Costa Rica.
Yeah, everybody
It's
loves Costa Rica.
Cool.
Right.
So, working internationally,
Mm-hmm.
how did you end up getting involved in that?
I actually had to create this business. So there's a designation for people that want to work internationally. It's the Certified International Property Specialist designation in the National Association of Realtors. I took what I learned from them and I opened up a travel agency and put them together to create this business.
So cool.
Yes, thank you.
How did you come up with the idea?
I don't know. I had it. I've always loved real estate, of course, keep saying that. And I love to travel. So I was on a cruise a couple years ago. I noticed so many for sale signs. I wanted to see all the houses. And I just decided that, little pieces started to come together after that. I actually, first major piece was me wanting to do excursions for real estate. So when, because I don't swim with dolphins, I don't really do jet skis. So whenever I take a cruise, what I want to do is look at real estate. That's it. So I decided there must be at least 5 other people like me on each cruise line. And that's what I'm working on right now.
Oh my goodness, that's really exciting.
Yeah, it will be once we get it off the ground.
Yeah, my partner sings on cruise ships.
Oh, nice.
As a guest entertainer.
I love
so
that.
it's an industry.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah. So what is it like with the unknowns of you're in Pennsylvania,
Mm-hmm.
but there's different time zones, there's other people, how is that?
I find it exciting, and it also gives me an excuse to travel more. So I'm planning a tour to Colombia. We're going to hit 3 places in Colombia, but I have to go and do my homework, right? So I'm going to go to Colombia.
Sounds like a really
Right.
awful time.
Right,
That's
exactly.
business. Oh goodness. Go to Colombia?
Go to Colombia and set things up. So the unknowns won't be as unknown when I go the second time.
Right.
Right. So just go do my research and prepare.
I would love to be. Can I be on your research team?
Absolutely.
That's really incredible. So is any of this ever stressful or like overwhelming?
The planning, the actual trips gets overwhelming, especially when you're working with more than like 5 people and they're coming from different places. That can get overwhelming, but I have help with that now. And always at the closing table, it's always a heart pounder.
Right.
You just want to make sure everything goes right. So.
Is it ever thrilling, the closing table?
No, I don't think it's thrilling at the closing table. No, because I'm never getting the big check, so no.
Okay. Sometimes for people like that excitement is like in sales, like closing the deal. It's like they have such a fun time of actually getting the deal. Then
you know what? And that's not me. I don't know what it is. Like if I could get someone, I actually have gotten people to do my closings for me, because after I see the home, and I guess make sure everything's going well, I'm good. That's just, the hunt is my part. The closing is like, okay, y'all take care of that,
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what's your dream home? Are you living in it currently?
Ooh, I'm not living in my dream home.
Okay, so what does it look like? Paint me a picture.
Oh my goodness. I think I would want to live in a concrete palace on the beach. Believe it or not. With floor-to-ceiling windows.
Yes.
Polished concrete.
Okay.
Yes.
What does polished concrete look like? Because I think my imagination of concrete is not, it's not like a real idea of concrete.
Right. It's almost like it can look like marble.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But it's just gray. I just love gray. And I love concrete.
All right.
Yeah, it's I know you've seen it, but not like the streets outside, but yeah.
Right. Would there be a pool? Would be
I would say absolutely. I don't really swim, but absolutely a pool. Like, why not? Especially if we're going to be on the beach,
Right.
But right on the beach. Pool, deck, a roof deck, an additional roof deck, and at least 2 guest homes.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
I always want to make sure that my mother's taken care of. So my father's passed on, but my mother would need her own home for when she visits. And then my husband's parents would need a place. So when they visit, who wants to,
Get the egg.
cramp up in a mansion when you can have your own guest home?
I think that sounds great. 2 guest homes.
Exactly.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
So when it comes to your daily life and business,
Mhm.
how do you structure your time?
So honestly, my time is kind of all over the place because I am kind of running 3 businesses. I have my local Pennsylvania business.
Okay.
I have my travel business. And then I have my destination-owned business, which is all of those wrapped up in one.
Okay.
I try to spread my time between the 3 of them, but it's hard to do that at times. And it also depends on if I have a trip coming up or if I have a client who's currently in a different country. So I kind of just, the night before, I'll make a list of the most important things and I just work my way down.
I love that.
Yeah. Take it as it comes.
Yes, and that's one of the things I suggest for some of my clients. It's like, what are the non-negotiables?
Mm-hmm.
What are the things that are semi-important? And the things I kind of like to get done.
Absolutely.
Awesome. And what about self-care? Do you make time for self-care?
No. I don't make time for self-care. I try to sneak self-care in.
Okay.
That happens sometimes when I'm actually in a destination. Because I schedule time in, if I'm taking a group, I will schedule time for them to kind of relax. I learned my lesson. The first tour I did with a group was Panama, and I was killing them with the real estate. We were seeing place after place after place, and people were dropping like flies. So I learned from that, so I schedule in time for them to kind of just relax, take a breath, go to the pool, and so when that happens, I'll sneak some time, Yeah, but other than that, no.
So, are any of the people that you're bringing on the tours, like, are they from the United States and they're looking to purchase a home in another country?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, and what is that like, purchasing in another country? Like, I'm so unfamiliar with what that process might be like, but in case anyone who's listening is really interested in getting a home,
Right.
like, how does it happen?
So it's different in every country.
Okay.
So that's like a question that I, wouldn't even try to answer. It's different in every country. And that's one of the reasons why I started my company. We have a place in Panama now. We didn't buy, we're just renting because we don't want to stay there.
Okay.
But definitely it's a good idea to have representation for yourself. And that's another thing that we do. We don't only represent you, we set you up with lawyers. If you don't have one here in the States, we can help you find one, but we also find you representation wherever you're going. If you need help with your taxes, we set you up with whoever you need to be set up with for your purchase, your rent, or if you're building a business as well.
Does language ever become a barrier? Sorry, I feel like I'm like just firing questions at you, but you keep
fine,
sparking so many new questions.
So far, no.
Okay.
I've only been to countries that speak English as well. In Panama, and I believe Costa Rica, all of the paperwork is in Spanish.
Okay.
So that's kind of a thing, but you can work your way around that. You get, which is another reason you have lawyers.
Right.
So we make sure we can get everything translated for you, that you're understanding everything that you're signing.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Oh, and I started taking Spanish classes, so it won't be a barrier.
Yay!
Right.
How are they going?
Okay. How do you say okay in Spanish? No, I'm joking. Okay. Yeah, they're going well. It's funny because when I came back, I just came back a couple weeks ago from Panama. I was there for about a month or so. And when you come back, you don't hear Spanish every day. It's starting to drift away already. So I'm trying to find a class to jump in here, but I just haven't had the time yet. So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely important for us to make the time, for
Absolutely.
sure.
Absolutely.
So what else were you looking to talk about today on the podcast?
Just like the future of Destination Own.
Give it to us.
Okay.
What's coming on in the future?
So I did mention the whole cruise situation. I'm actually pitching to cruise lines now. I went to a cruise seminar in October.
Okay.
And I'm speaking with 4 different cruise lines so that you will be able to take a destination-owned real estate excursion.
Dope.
So yeah, that's going to be the big new thing. I think once I close this deal with at least one cruise line, I'll probably take a month off.
Yeah, you totally are
just
going to
take
earn
a
it.
month off and just kind of take my own vacation.
With the cruises, is it like a specific region that you're looking?
No. Well, and that's one of the things that's beautiful about it. You can do this anywhere. I can do this anywhere.
Right.
You can do this anywhere, meaning you can cruise anywhere. They have, we will look on a website and usually just look at cruises that go to the Caribbean.
Okay.
Maybe to Alaska.
Mm-hmm.
But there are cruises all over the world.
Yes.
So if you wanted to cruise to Spain or China or Africa, you'll be covered.
That's amazing. My partner did a cruise in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
So he sang on a princess ship that was in Italy. And then somebody else we know was on a cruise in Australia.
Right.
So they're everywhere. My mom had done
Everywhere.
one going like around the world. There's one that goes around the world. There's like a 100-day cruise.
Yes, 106 days.
Yes.
I'm looking for that one when I retire.
But yeah, they're everywhere. So what do you think the schedule would be? It's like, or like when you do your tours, like how many houses do you like to see a day, and how do you keep the balance in the trip?
Yes, and that's difficult. Keeping the balance, because one of the things that we do is we want you to actually see this destination. So my last one was in Ghana, so I'll just use Ghana as an example. we want to make sure that you are getting the history of Ghana, the important places, if you can, meet dignitaries, things like that. So we schedule at least 2 events that day.
Okay.
And depending on the area that these events are in, we may be able to see a house or 2 on the way to or from somewhere. And then we always got to schedule in lunch because I got in trouble for that one.
Oh no, what happened?
Not feeding people. No, it's just that we have so much to do that you kind of forget to stop and eat.
Right.
Well, for me, that's not my main thing. Like, I eat once a day. So I have to remember, like, I have a group of people with me who, they may take medication and they just want to eat. So I've been known to not feed people, but
not anymore. That's not happening anymore.
It's not happening anymore. We have lunches scheduled in. They were always scheduled in, but we just kind of breeze by them. Because you get this momentum.
Right.
And you like, doing things, and if you're running late, you're like, okay, let's just hurry up and get to the next appointment or next event or something. So, but yeah, we just try to keep it flexible. We try to stay flexible now, so everybody eats.
Right. Do you guys do anything in particular to help? Like, so you want them to learn the history, but do you take them, like, in places in the country too? Do you know what I mean? Like excursions for the country in itself.
Excursions in the country.
Right. So, like, let's say if we were in Costa Rica
Mm-hmm.
and we went and looked at 2. Maybe we went to go look at some real estate, but then it was like, oh, we're gonna go ATVing afterwards.
Oh yeah, definitely. And that's the thing. Ghana really doesn't have, like, I don't want to say fun stuff to do. They have parties and festivals, but I think they have ATVing, but it was kind of in a different area. So we didn't do anything like that. For me, Ghana was like a cultural tour. I don't know if you heard of the Year of Return. It was 2019, so it was this mass group of people going to Ghana all throughout 2019. So they were going for the history, to see the slave dungeons and to reconnect, things like that. So yeah, definitely if we were in Costa Rica, we'd be ATVing.
Okay.
We'd be ATVing and eating lunch. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what are your top 5 countries to travel to?
Some of them I haven't been to yet, but I would say my number 1 right now is the Philippines.
Okay.
We were in Boracay in the Philippines. We spent a couple weeks there, and it was a real surprise because I didn't know what to think about the Philippines. I kind of knew what to expect with Manila. It's a big city, so you get city stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But they have over 7,000 islands.
Wow.
And we hit 3 of them.
Over 7,000?
7,300, 433 or something crazy.
Where are all these islands?
They're like little islands, big islands, just 7,000 islands.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So, we hit like 3 islands. When we got to Boracay, which was the last island we went to, I just fell in love. So that concrete house I was telling you about will be in Boracay.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I was curious what beach you put it on. I was like thinking about it, I was like, I wonder where she'd end up.
Right. The waves aren't, too big.
Right.
And it's that beautiful blue water, so.
That's the best.
It's perfect.
Oh my
That
goodness.
is perfect. And I didn't see any roaches there. Because when you go to those tropical islands, you see roaches.
I mean, there's weird bugs everywhere.
Yeah. I saw a big spider, but no roaches.
I was in Chicago in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
So many spider webs.
Really?
Like outside, everywhere we went, there were like gigantic spider webs in everything, in trees and in. I was like, why are there so many spiders?
That's weird.
Right?
Yeah. It's like Georgia with the moth things.
The tree.
Yeah,
well, they
they're
have
in
them
the
like
trees
Catskills
and the moth.
too.
Oh, okay.
Or like is it silkworm? Okay, I might not have ever
I
seen
just
what
know
you're
it
talking
looks
about.
crazy. It looks scary.
Right. So what's top place number 2 and 3?
I want to go to the Seychelles. I haven't been there.
Where are they?
That is in Africa as well.
Okay.
And it is by, what do you call it? I want to sip on my tongue. Goodness gracious. I went there, but I couldn't make it there. Oh, no. Oh, goodness. So many places in my head. I can't even think of it at the moment. But, Seychelles.
Okay.
Where else? I don't know. I'm kind of... There's so many places. You know, I can't choose. Nicaragua, maybe?
Oh.
Yeah. And I'm only saying that for, like, investment purposes.
Okay.
But I haven't been there, so I don't know.
Okay. And so
Just throw that one in.
I like it. I'm gonna jump topics on you again. I'm sorry. So back to the whole cruise line thing.
Yes.
If I'm somebody who is interested in what you're talking about, and I want to get in one of these experiences of being in your group, how do you think that's gonna unfold? Like, would I have to just make sure that I book that cruise? Like, will you be sharing that information?
Well, I will be absolutely sharing the information when it comes about. But if you wanted to have a real estate excursion before we get up and running, we can still take care of you.
Okay.
So, being that we are a tour company, you know, we can set things up for you. So, let's say you and your husband or your partner go to Turks and Caicos, and you're getting off, and you tell me what day you're going to be there, and, you know, I find out what time the ship docks. I have someone meet you, take you on a tour, and bring you back.
Oh my goodness.
You stop for lunch, stop for shopping, you know.
Full service.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Yeah.
And just to, add in my little tidbit, that sounds like a much better adventure. Because sometimes when you book a cruise, a lot of times the excursions that you have, like that they have you book, can be like so much more costly if somebody's looking to be cost efficient, rather than if you look in the actual country itself and see what's available. In a sense, it kind of like depends on where you are, but
it does.
But that's,
It does depend. Once we start out with the cruise lines, it's probably going to be right along those lines.
Right.
But if you were booking it directly through us, yeah, you would save some money.
Yeah.
You would save some money.
That's such an awesome idea.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you.
If people were looking to connect with you further, where could they find you?
Okay. So let me remember everything. Okay, so you can go to my website. It's www.destinationown.com. And my email addresses are jm@destinationown.com and info@destinationown.com. And then I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And my name is Destination Own.
That's awesome. So I'm going to include all of those links in the show description so you guys can find them there. And if you are talking with somebody else who has like a similar interest as you and is kind of like looking to do this, what's the advice that you'd give them?
I always say, let's partner up. Let's partner up and conquer this together. Like I started this on my own, so I wouldn't say, hey, go do this, hey, go do that. I'd say, work with me, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I feel like a lot of times we get into like a competitive mind space of like, oh, I'm going to do this. But wealth is so abundant, right? And
Absolutely.
yeah, and we're stronger together.
We are absolutely stronger together, definitely. And I could use some help. So that's always the reason. So.
Yes. And when it comes to traveling, what advice do you have for somebody who's like new to traveling, or if they're looking to get books when it comes to traveling?
I would say, okay, for the people new to traveling, do not be afraid and do not listen to others' experiences. Well, don't listen to them, but their experience is not going to be your experience. They can go somewhere and hate it, and you may go and love it. You know, maybe they got their bag stolen, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen to you.
Right.
So, yeah.
What's your opinion on female solo travelers?
I would say this. No, I think it's great, and I think if I were born in a different generation, I'd probably be one of those females.
Okay.
That's one of the things that I actually regret is not traveling more sooner.
Okay.
And, you know, I was a single mother for a couple years. And when I had my children, I always wanted to get up and go and take them. But, you know, I had a lot of fear in me. So that's one of the reasons I say don't be afraid. Just go do it.
How did you overcome the fear?
I don't know. I guess in some ways it might still be in me.
Okay.
Like, okay, I gotta be honest. I mentioned roaches before.
I don't like them either.
Right. I hate going places that I think roaches might be. If I'm going by myself, I'll be like, I'll try to get my husband to go with me.
Right.
Just in case I see a roach. But anything else, I can handle. I don't know how I always talk about roaches. But yeah, I the fear of traveling, I guess I don't have it. It's just, the reward is so much greater than the fear.
Right.
So you just follow through.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I love how you're an example of just taking that step.
Yeah.
Right? Even if the fear might kind of be lingering, it's just like,
Right.
but like, you want to see it just so much more.
Yeah, exactly. Roaches or not.
We're in New York City. There's roaches everywhere.
I know. I don't really see a lot here.
Oh, good.
So,
Keep your eyes closed.
Yeah.
so
You're
good.
not delusional. That's so funny because we were in, like I told you, we were in Panama, and the first week I was just like loving it. I was like, oh, there's no roaches here. Da, da, da. Just walking around the city at night and everything. And then one night my husband pointed one out, and then after that, like I would see them all the time, and I'm like, why would you do that?
Right. Just destroyed it.
Destroyed it.
Yeah.
But I'll go back.
That's awesome. Was there anything else that you wanted to share with us today?
Just to have your listeners just explore. A lot of people would say I'd never move out of the country. You don't have to move and stay. You could always move back. You could invest. Get a vacation home, do an Airbnb. The world is really wide open at this day and age. So yeah, just get out there and explore it.
Yeah, I definitely might be coming to you in the future because I always think of myself as someone who will one day have a home in another country.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like, why not?
Right, and what I'm pushing now, Airbnb is so big.
So big.
So why not do it now? And it can help you set up your future.
Yeah.
Buy that place in Italy or rent that place in Italy, Airbnb it out. By the time you're ready to move, you have a place. Or you can sell it and build a place.
Oh my goodness, I love it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being a guest on
Thank
a Blissfully
you.
Balanced Life podcast.
Thank you very much.
Yay!